Hey mathematics learners, welcome to Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. On today's video tutorial, we are still going through question 3 of the grade 12 mathematics literacy paper 2 that was written in June 2021. And in this video tutorial, we are going to be focusing on question 3.2. And question 3.2, guys, focuses on calculating VAT, right? So VAT is basically the most important concept from this question, right? So I'm going to be taking you guys through how you calculate VAT. I'm going to be giving you guys a nice table that you're supposed to use to help you when you're calculating your VAT, right? And also make sure that you watch this video tutorial that I did for you guys. It was a paper one. It was paper 1, and it was also a video tutorial where I gave a detailed explanation on how you calculate VAT, right? So please make sure you also have a look at that video tutorial, because that will also help you better understand this video tutorial. All right. Before we get started with the video tutorial, guys, please make sure that you are subscribe to the channel. Please make sure that you click on that notification bell so that you get notified every single time I upload a new video tutorial. And also please make sure that you give this video tutorial a huge thumbs up, because that really helps the channel grow and it helps the channel reach more learners that want to better their mathematics marks. So the plan is to get this video tutorial to 1,000 likes. So please make sure that you do not leave this video tutorial without clicking on that like button. And also, guys, as a way to help support the channel, if you see the ads pop up, can you please also just watch the ads, right? Because that'll be a great way to also support the channel. All right, so without any further ado, guys, let's get started with today's video tutorial. Right, question 3.2. Emily earns a monthly gross salary of 26,904 Rand and 22 cents. She pays 7.5% of her gross salary towards her pension fund. In South Africa, taxable income is gross income minus payments towards a pension fund. So what is this paragraph telling us? Okay, this paragraph is telling us that Emily earns 26,904 Rand and 22 cents. So that is the amount that Emily earns per month. Okay, and from that salary that she is earning, she pays 7.5% towards her pension fund, right? Okay, she earns that amount. She pays 7.5% towards her pension fund. And we are also told that taxable in South Africa, the taxable income, right? So taxable income, right? Taxable income is equal to gross income minus payments towards a pension fund. Okay, gross income minus payment towards pension fund. Okay, so that is the information or the take from that whole paragraph. She earns that amount, she pays 7.5% of her salary towards her pension fund. And we are also told that taxable income is equal to gross income minus the payments towards the pension fund, right? So guys, what is the gross income? The gross income is the income that you get before they've done the deductions into your account, right? So that is the amount that you get before they've deducted your pension fund, before they've deducted your medical aid, so that is the amount before deductions. That is your gross income, right? So that is the amount or the gross income that Emily earns monthly. Okay, so we've basically assessed to analyze the paragraph and what it means. Let us start looking at the questions. Question 3.2.1. Calculate Emily's annual taxable income. Okay, we want Emily's annual, that's the word, annual taxable income. So what do we need to do? We know that taxable income is equal to gross income minus the payments towards pension fund, right? So I'm going to start this question by actually calculating the payment towards the pension fund that Emily pays every month, right? After I've got that amount that she pays, I'm going to minus it from her monthly salary, right? And then from there, I'm going to take, to get the taxable income, right? So I'm going to take the payments towards pension fund and minus it from the gross income to get the taxable income. And once I've got the monthly taxable income, obviously, right, then I will multiply that by 12 to get the annual, because it's year, right? So we need to multiply by 12 to get the annual taxable income, right? So I'm going to start off by calculating the payments that Emily makes towards her pension fund. Okay, so it's going to be 26,000. This is question 3.2. So this is question 3. Okay, this is question 3. Okay, we are tackling question 3.2.1. Okay, so Emily makes 26,904.22 per month. We're going to multiply that amount by 7.5%. So you can just multiply by 7.5% and put it into your calculator like that, right? To get the payment that she makes towards a pension. Or you can just take that 26,904.22 and you're going to multiply it by 7.5 divided by 100. It should give you the same answer. Okay, so it's 26,904.22 multiplied by 7.5%. So it's the shift percent. Okay, and that will give you 2,017 rand 0.82 cents, right? Or if you do the other method where you say 26,904.22 multiplied by 7.5 divided by 100, it still gives you the same answer. Okay, so whichever one you're comfortable with, you can use that method, right? So this is the amount that Emily pays towards her pension fund. She pays 2,017 rand and 82 cents towards her pension fund, right? So then what is Emily's monthly taxable income? To get the taxable income, okay, or you can just say the monthly, right? The monthly taxable income, right? We were given the formula. The taxable income is equal to gross income minus the payments towards the pension fund, right? So what is her gross income? So this is her gross income, okay, which is 26,904 rand and 22 cents minus the payment that she makes towards her pension fund is 2,017 rand and 82 cents to get the taxable income that her monthly taxable income, right? So it's going to be the 26,904.22 minus 2,017.82, which is 24,886.40. So that is her monthly taxable income, right? But we need to get her annual taxable income, all right? So how do we get her annual taxable income? We literally take that amount that we have just obtained, right? 24,886.40, and you multiply it by 12, okay? Okay, press the SD button, right? So the annual, right? So you just say, therefore, Emily's annual taxable income is equal to the 24,886.40 multiplied by 12, and we got that value to be 298,636.80. Okay, so that is Emily's annual taxable income. Okay, let us move on. Question 3.2.2. The VAT rate in March 2018 was 14%, and this rate was increased to 15% in April 2018. Emily bought an item including VAT for 172 rand and 50 cents in April 2018. Calculate the March 2018 price for this item including VAT. Okay, so to just help us make this question a bit simpler for us to see what is going on, we need to just divide, okay, our page into two, where the first section deals with, okay, so I'm going to divide my page into two, where the first section we are going to be dealing with what was happening in March 2018, okay, and in the second section we're going to be dealing with what was happening in April 2018, right? So this is for March 2018, okay, and this is for April 2018, okay. For March 2018, okay, we are told that the VAT rate was 14%. Okay, so the VAT is 14%. Okay, and for April 2018, we're told that the VAT was increased to 15%. Okay, so in this video tutorial that I did for paper 1, I gave you guys a nice table that you can use to help you guys when you are dealing with that, right? So this is the table, okay? So in the first row, we're going to have the amount excluding VAT, okay? In the second row, we're going to have the VAT amount, okay? And in the third row, we're going to have the amount including VAT, okay? Okay, so this is a table that you guys always need to think of when you are dealing with VAT calculations, right? What is the amount including VAT? What is the amount excluding VAT? The amount that is excluding VAT is always 100%. Okay. For the month of March 2018, what was our VAT amount? Our VAT amount was 14%. Okay, and then what is our amount including VAT? Our amount including VAT will be our amount excluding VAT plus our VAT amount, which is 114%. Okay, and we're going to use the same table for our month of April 2018, but the only difference is we're going to be dealing with a VAT amount of 15%. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, so our amount excluding VAT, we know it's always 100%. What is our VAT amount in this case? Our VAT amount in this case is 15%. And what is our amount including VAT? Is our amount excluding VAT plus our VAT amount, which is 115%, right? So from here, we are ready to tackle our question because we know that, we're supposed to use this VAT table, right, to help us deal with our question. Okay, and yeah, so we can get started, right? So we are told that Emily bought an item including VAT, right, for 172.50 cents in April 2018. So we're going to go to April 2018, and we know that Emily bought an item for 172 rand and 50 cents, right? And this was including VAT, okay? She bought this item, right? And it includes VAT, right? And the total was 172 rand and 50 cents in April 2018, okay? We need to calculate calculate the March 2018 price for this item, including VAT, right? So before we can even start calculating the price for this item in March 2018, right, we need to get what the amount was excluding the VAT, right? So we need to remove this VAT amount from this item. Once we've removed the VAT amount from this item, right, we'll have that price for that item without the VAT. And then from there, we can then take it to the month of March, right? And then calculate how much that item would be if we include that VAT. Okay. So when you're dealing with these situations or these questions, you need to think of what do we want? What do we have? What do we want? What do we have, right? So in this case, we want the amount excluding VAT, okay? So we want the amount that does not include the VAT, right? So that means that we need to get what the VAT amount is. And once we get what the VAT amount is, we can subtract it from this value, right? To get what the amount is excluding the VAT, okay? So what do we want? We want the VAT amount. What do we have, right? We've got the amount including VAT, right? So we're going to take that 172 Rand 0.50 multiplied by what do we want? We want the VAT amount, okay? So we want 15%, okay? Divided by what do we have? We've got the amount including the VAT, right? Which is 115%, okay? So that's the same as 172.50 divided by 1 multiplied by 15% over divided by 115%. You can see that the percentages will cancel, right? So from here, we will get our VAT amount, right? So it's going to be 172.50 over 1 multiplied by 15. You can put the percent there, divided by 115%, right? And you will get that the VAT amount that is included in this item is actually 22 Rand and 50 cents. Okay, so you can just say 172.50 minus that 22 Rand 0.50 to get what the price is excluding the VAT, not including the VAT, right? So 172.50 minus 22.50, and that is going to give you 150 Rand. So that is our amount or the price of the item, excluding or not including VAT, right, is equal to 150 Rand, okay? Or a different, an alternative to this method is what do you want? You want the amount excluding VAT, right? Or, right, you can just take that 172.50 multiplied by what do you want? You want the amount excluding VAT, right? So you're going to say the 100%, right? Because that is the amount that you want, the amount excluding VAT. So what you want, okay? Divided by what do you have? Okay, what do you have? You've got the amount including VAT, which is the 115%. Okay, you punch that into your calculator. 172.50 over 1 multiplied by 100 over 115. You can add the percentages or you can leave them out because they will cancel in any case, but I'll put them there, right? So you'll get 150 Rand, right? So this is what you want, and this is the amount excluding VAT, okay? The only difference with here is what was the amount that you wanted? You wanted the VAT amount. Here, we wanted what the 15% VAT was, right? So you multiplied by what you wanted, which is the VAT amount, which is 15%, divided by what you had, which is the amount including VAT, to get what the VAT amount is, because that is what we said we wanted, which is the VAT amount. And then from here, you just take 172.50 minus 22.50 to get what the amount or the price of the item is excluding, right? And once we have the price of this item excluding VAT, then we can calculate what the amount of or the price of this item is going to be in March 2018, including the VAT amount, right? So we're going to take that 150 Rand, right? Because now that is the price of the item in March as well. Okay, and we want the amount because the question says that we need to calculate the price of the calculate the price of this item in March 2018, including the VAT. So we want amount including the VAT, right? Amount including the VAT, right? So we're going to take the 150, multiply but what you want, which is 114%, and divided by what you have, and we've got what? The amount excluding VAT, which is 100%. Okay, that is the amount excluding VAT. It's 100%, right? So that's the same as saying 150 divided by 1. So we can work fraction to fractions, okay? And then therefore you punch that into your calculator, which is 150 multiplied by 114%, all over 100%, right? So there we see that the amount including VAT, right, for March 2018 is 171, right? Okay, therefore the amount including VAT for March 2018 is 171 rand. Okay, so the take for this question, guys, is that you need to remember, what do you want? What do you have, right? And you also need to also remember this table when you're dealing with VAT calculations, because that will always, that will help you in your calculations. Okay. Next question, question 3.2.3. Annexure B. So we're going to be having a look at Annexure B. Shows the distribution of assessed taxpayers and income tax per province represented by arrows. Use Annexure B to answer the questions that follow. Okay. The first question says that we need to arrange the provinces in descending order of tax assessed. So what is descending order, right? So when you're thinking of descending order, right, we need to arrange from the biggest to the smallest, right? So we need to arrange the provinces or the data of the provinces for the tax assessed from your biggest to your smallest. Okay, so that is in descending order. Right, so let's just have a look at Annexure B. Okay, so that is our Annexure B, right? And we are basically having a look at, we want to arrange the order of the tax assessed, right? So we're having a look at the tax assessed and we want to arrange it in descending order. So the tax, when you look at our Annexure B, we can see that, okay, we're given a key here. When we see that person, that represents the number of assessed taxpayers and percentage. And when we see that search key, that represents the tax assessed and the percentage, right? So in this case, or in this question, we are going to be focusing on this search key, right? Because that represents what we want to do, the tax assessed, right? Okay, so then we're going to look at the search key, right? And we're going to arrange all these data, right, in descending order. Okay, so which value or which data value is the biggest when we look at our search key? Okay, when you focus on the search key, on the information that deals with our search, we have highlighted in green. Okay, which value is the biggest? Okay, I'm going to look at the percentage because the tax assessed in rand, and that is basically giving us that percentage of the rand value, right? So even if you deal with that, it's still okay, right? But if you want to be more accurate in a sense of, in a case where you've got percentages that are the same, then you can look at that value. But I'm just going to be looking at the percentage value to make my life easier, right? So which percentage is the biggest, right? We can see that the first one is Gauteng, which brings in 49.0%, right? So that is our first one. Okay, that's the first one in terms of descending order. Okay, 49.0%. What is the second one? We can see that the second one is 15.3%. Okay, so it is definitely the Western Cape. What's the third one? What comes after? The next value after 15.3, it's KZN. That's number 3, okay, because it's got 13.2%, okay? So we can see 49.0% And then going in descending order from the biggest to the next smallest value from there is 15.3%. The next smallest value from there is 13.2%. The next value from there, 13.2, we can see we've got 5.7%. That is number 4, Eastern Cape. The next value from there, 5.7, 5.2. It's Mpumalanga with 5.2%. The next value from there is Limpopo with 3.7, which is the 6th value. And then the next value from there, it's the Northwest with 3.3. The next value from there is the Free State with 3.2. And the next value from there is Northern Cape with, okay. So we've basically arranged the tax assessed, right, and the percentage in descending order, right? So we looked at the tax that is assessed, and we find that, okay, the key that represents the tax that is assessed is your search key, right? And then we looked at the biggest value, and we went down from there, from biggest to smallest, right? So I'm just going to put all those values or these provinces in descending order. Okay, like I mentioned, descending order is from biggest to smallest. So we said that the first province is Gauteng. That's the first one. The second one, and Gauteng is the 174.6 billion, or you can say 49%. That is 49.0%, right? And then the second one was Western Cape, which is 15.3%. Okay. The third one, we said it's KZN with 13.2%. The fourth one, we said it's Eastern Cape with 5.2%. The fifth one, it's Mpumalanga with 5.2%. Okay, so Eastern Cape is 5.7, sorry. Eastern Cape is 5.7%. Okay, the fifth one is Mpumalanga, 5.2%. The sixth one is Limpopo with 3.7%. The seventh one is Northwest with 3.3%. The eighth one is Free State with 3.2%. And the last one is the Northern Cape with 1.3%. Okay, so we have arranged these values in descending order, right? From the biggest, right, tax assessed percentage to the smallest. Okay, tax assessed percentage, right? So I looked at the percentage, so it would be also okay if you also looked at the amount, the tax assessed in rands. Okay, I just looked at it from a percentage perspective. If you want to focus on the rand of the tax, or the amount of tax, or the amounts in rands of the tax assessed, right, you could also do that. You will still get the same when you arrange those values. Let's go on to question B. Give a reason why all these arrows have different lengths. Why do all these arrows have different lengths? Okay, when we look at this title here, right, it says that this is the distribution of assessed taxpayers and income tax per province. Okay. So then why are all these arrows? Why do all these arrows have different lengths? Okay, so all these arrows have a different length, right? Because they represent the different, the total number of assessed taxpayers, right? And each province has a different number of taxpayers. Okay, so each province has a different number of taxpayers. We can see that Gauteng has a greater number or a bigger number of assessed taxpayers than KZN and Mpumalanga and the other province, right? And we see that the Northern Cape, okay, has the smallest number of assessed taxpayers, right? So these arrows all have a different length, right? Because all the provinces have different taxpayers, right? So they all have a different population of taxpayers, right? So Gauteng has more people that has a greater number of people that have their taxes assessed, right, than the other provinces, right? Then because of that, obviously then Gauteng will have a longer arrow than the other provinces, right? So the arrows are not the same because the tax collected per province differ due to the number of factors. Okay. And the last question, Emily stated that when comparing the lengths of the arrows of Northwest and Free State, they varied proportionally according to the tax assessed percentage. Verify whether her statement is valid. So Emily basically compared the lengths of the arrows of the Northwest and the Free State. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the Northwest arrow as well as the Free State arrow. Okay, so Emily stated that when comparing the lengths of these two arrows, she's saying that they varied proportionally according to the tax assessed percentage. Okay, so that means that we're going to be focusing on the search key, right? And she's saying according to that, right, they varied. Okay, so what we can see here is that they had more assessed taxpayers as compared to the Northwest, right? So the Free State had more, right? So this shows us that her statement is not valid, okay? So the variation or how long this area is depended on the number of assessed taxpayers, and then we see that no, because of that, Free State was longer than the Northwest. Okay, so we can say that her statement is not valid. Okay, and that is the last question, right? So the take from this question, right, is that you guys needed to be able to calculate VAT, and to be able to calculate VAT, you need to remember that table that I showed to you guys, that when calculating VAT, you need to remember the amount excluding VAT, the VAT amount, and the amount including VAT is the amount excluding VAT plus the VAT amount. You always need to remember this question. And also when calculating VAT, you need to ask yourself, what do I want? What do I have? Okay, when you're able to ask yourself those questions, then you'll be able to calculate the value that is required from you, right? And then another thing from this question, we needed to know what descending order is, and descending order is from biggest to smallest. And we also just needed to just interpret information that was given to us. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video tutorial. I hope I made everything simple and easy for you guys to understand. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and also make sure that you give this video tutorial a huge thumbs up, and I will see you guys on my next upload. The next upload, guys, we are going through question 4, and question 4 deals with ratios. It deals with exchange rates, right? So please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and also make sure that you click on that notification bell, right? And that is it, guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload. That is it, guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload, Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. Bye, guys.